Suicide because of lost love. That's the conversation we're going to have here today on Self Love Monday. Hey guys, this is Ron Simplified Myers, author, podcaster, and your uplifting life partner. Now, this conversation came into being because I was talking to a gentleman and he was telling me about the fact that he married a young lady so that he could get his green card. And he thought that they actually had a relationship, they had love going on inside of that relationship, and it wasn't just for the green card. Well, after a few months, she's already dating, doing other stuff, just basically not participating in the relationship, and let him know that I don't love you. I don't want to be with you. Um, Matter of fact, I guess whatever time period they have to stay together, she's done as soon as they can get divorced. And he said, the only reason that I haven't just, uh, what he said, quit is because of my mom. And so I was asking him, I said, what do you mean by quit? And he said, taking my life, committing suicide. And I looked at him, I said, for what? Because of her? First off, we need to always address the issue of even thinking about suicide. But for another person, suicide always is going to come from the fact that a person is taking away, they're dealing with life's issues, life's challenges. And I shouldn't say dealing with them because that's the whole point. They can't deal with them, or they feel they can't deal with them. And so the easier way to get past that is to just leave. And in this case, from a physical perspective, to take their own life. And I told them that's what you're doing. Instead of dealing with the fact that you need self love and learn to appreciate yourself and learn your value and your worth, you've attached it to someone else and letting them make that decision for you. And because of the fact that they're not giving it to you, you're believing that you should take your life. Never ever give someone that kind of power. This is why, I talked about need versus wanting it in a relationship, as far as if you want to be needed in a relationship or wanted, because people go, you always need to be, you want to be in a relationship where you're needed. And I've always shared it's just the opposite. I don't believe that, because this is an example of that. His need for her love has him thinking without that, he'd rather not be here. Folks, it's nice. You may want it, and that's the reason you hear me say you want to be in a relationship where it's want. It's a want, not a need. You may want her affection, you want her love, but folks, you need you. You need to know your value. You need to know your worth, and it's never attached to outside things or to other people. Whatever you do, do not give anyone that kind of power. This is why I always talk about internal versus external. Too many times we let external things make our decisions for us because we're not cleansed internally. And that's what Self Love Monday is all about, is getting you cleansed internally to where you really do love the person you see in the mirror, and then that will be reflected on the external. And so a person that's internally equipped and strong and knowing their desires and values will never ever have that thought. Why? Because they're good. Because I love the person I see in the mirror. I love me. And because of that, I'm not letting external, and that includes people, I'm not letting external dictate my value and worth. I keep saying it over and over. Let's get the internal together. Quit making decisions based on external, because the external stuff will get you in trouble, and that's the situation he finds himself in. He's allowing external, in this case, a woman that he married for that green card, and then the fact that now she wants out, that that they did whatever, and I didn't go into detail to find out that he paid her money or whatever, all the deep stuff, because that wasn't important to me. What was important to me is that he understood his value and his worth, and not attaching to someone else. And if she wants to go, let her go. And I know, again, I know that people say, well, that's easier to say than to do. Not when you love you. Not when you learn to love you, to get your value and know your worth. When you're not loving the person in the mirror, yes, it is hard. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt if a person doesn't want to be with you, doesn't want to be in a relationship. Yes, that can hurt, especially if you're emotionally attached to them. But when you love that person, which is again what Self Love Monday is about, when you truly love that person, external stuff, and that includes people, will never, ever allow you to get to that thought process because you love you too much to go there. So, again, as you know, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It is my opinion. Now, for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to download my app, run on over to the Apple Store or Google Play. It's under Simplified You, the word simplified, the letter U, not the word U, Simplified You, and they are separated. Just type it into the browser. Download the app. I've included my book, Get Rid of Your Problems, Not Your Partner, inside the app. Yes, it is a book that's available on Amazon, but I wanted to attach it to the app because I'm very, very driven by getting people to take control of their life, loving themselves. As you guys know, the first chapter is self-love, kind of what we're talking about. Because I know if we get that taken care of, we're not having the suicide conversation. And in most cases, we just resolved almost all of our relationship problems because of the fact that when we get that self-love taken care of, everything else, we're looking for people heading in the same direction and we get away from these challenges. So again, as you guys know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.